How in the world are home prices here in the U.S. soaring amidst a global pandemic? More importantly, is there an end in sight? If you don't buy now, will you have, quote unquote, missed the boat? For answers to these questions and perhaps a few more, stick around. Hi, I'm Brian with First Impression Properties. For those of you new here, I am a full-time licensed realtor in the Boston market with over 20 years of home improvement experience. On this channel, we talk all things real estate, from basic buying and selling to market trends and even new technology. All right, let's talk prices. There are many factors that are driving home prices up right now, but there is no single one that is responsible for all of it. Factor number one, the obvious, record low interest rates. As of right now, in November 2020, the average 30-year fixed rate was just 2.78%. That is absolutely insane. For some perspective, my wife and I bought our first house in 1998, and we're thrilled with our affordable interest rate at the time. Can you guess what it was? 7.25%. In the 90s, they were hovering between 8 and 9%, so we figured we got a pretty good deal. Here's why the interest rate has such a huge impact on home prices. For every 1 percentage point drop, the buyer can afford to spend about 13% more on a house while keeping the same monthly mortgage payment. Here's an example using some round numbers. If you finance $300,000 at 4% for 30 years, that payment, principal and interest only, is $1,432. Keeping everything else the same, if you drop the interest rate from 4 to 3%, you can now afford a $340,000 home, roughly 13% higher. In 2020, rates have dropped nearly a full point, and not surprisingly, home prices have gone up correspondingly between 10 and 15%. Factor number two, low inventory. This is a direct result of the pandemic. Homeowners are not interested in moving if their house is currently meeting their needs. Even though there may be many folks looking to downsize, they are reluctant to do so given their age and possible health concerns. This is especially unfortunate for growing families who absolutely need a larger home but simply can't find one. In the past 6 months in particular, single-family homes have soared due to the low inventory. Here in the greater Boston market, single-family home prices are up a whopping 18% from a year ago. Factor number three, unnatural financial conditions. In normal times, there are situations where people are no longer able to afford their home and must sell. In the event that they do not sell, the bank will foreclose and that property will become a forced sale. Currently, that's not happening. We are still in the midst of mortgage forbearance, which is preventing these normal market corrections to occur. At last check, the total number of homes in forbearance nationwide is just shy of 7%. That number may sound large, but I don't believe it's that accurate. Many homeowners simply took advantage of forbearance because it was made available to them, no strings attached, and it was an opportunity for them to conserve cash. However, there will be some markets where the default rate is high, and many people will lose their homes once the banks are allowed to operate as usual. The fourth and final factor, people are leaving congested areas in droves. The idea of sharing space with strangers has hit an all-time low. Not like it was ever high, but right now it is definitely at an all-time low. People are looking for open spaces, yards, and neighbors that are more than an arm's length away. Condo sale prices in most major metro markets have only appreciated about 1/3 that of the single-family homes, if at all. In fact, in some markets, condo prices are actually down. There are many factors that are playing into this run-up of home prices that we haven't discussed. Inflation, investor appetite, socioeconomics, political and social unrest, etc. But these four account for most of the appreciation. So, what should you do about it? Well, much of it depends on where you live. If you live in an area where there is a high density of distressed properties, remember, many of these properties would already be in foreclosure. It may be in your best interest to wait a while for some of those distressed properties to come onto the market. These markets include, but are not limited to, Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. However, If you live in a market where there are far fewer distressed properties, Boston, San Francisco, Denver, Atlanta, Charleston, to name a few, I believe you are better off buying now if you can find something within your budget. That way you lock in at the historic low interest rates and enjoy future appreciation. Purchasing a home continues to be one of the best long-term investments you can make. With interest rates at historic lows, it has never been a better time. Hence the reason why home prices are up sharply. If you are in a competitive market, be sure to find a full-time professional realtor to represent you as a buyer's agent. Most homes receive multiple offers, and not having someone to help you draft a compelling offer and deliver it in a way that resonates with both the listing agent and seller can make all the difference. Also, if this will be your first home or you are looking to downsize, right now is a great time to be shopping for a condo. For once, they are actually on sale. That rarely happens. These are just my thoughts. Feel free to comment below if you agree or disagree. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and be sure to tap the notification bell so you're notified of any future videos. Bye for now.